The Senate hearing for Department of Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth was nothing shy of a dumpster fire. We knew going into this that Democrats' heads would be spinning at the possibility of a former Fox News Channel host leading the United States military. Of course, they were quick to dismiss Hegseth's time in the Army National Guard, his deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo Bay, as well as the 2 Bronze Stars and 2 Army Commendation Medals he received. But before we get into the Democrats' insanity, we had to share this mic drop moment every conservative would love. And it's from none other than Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin.
But I guess that's okay because that's a Democrat Secretary of Defense. But you so quickly forget about that. And then Senator Kaine, or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down? No. But it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. And Jennifer, thank you for loving him through that mistake.
Mullin is right. The Democrats are a bunch of hypocrites, but that's not anything we didn't know before. In fact, this just reconfirms what we already knew. Rules for thee, but not for me. At least that's the mantra if you're a Democrat. Now ready for the juicy tidbits? Coming in at number 4 is Senator Mazie Hirono.
Do you know that being drunk at work is prohibited for service members under the UCMJ?
Senator, those
yes
are
or no?
multiple false anonymous reports peddled by NBC
Do you
News
know that
run directly contradictory to the dozens of men and women at Fox News Channel who I work with who came on the record and said they
in your
never
opening statement.
How rich is this line of questioning, coming from a woman who's mumbling her words and can barely sit up? Are you sure you aren't the one who's drunk, Mazie? Or is this you? Next up at number 3 is none other than Tammy Duckworth.
Have you led an audit of any organization? Yes or no? I don't want a long answer. Yes or no? Have you led an audit of any organization of which you were in charge?
Senator, in both of the organizations I ran, we were always completely fiscally responsible.
Yes or no? Did you lead an audit?
And the way
yes or no? Did you lead an audit? Yes or no?
What
are you afraid of? You can't answer this question. Yes or no? Did you lead an audit? Do you not know this answer?
Senator, every
yes
part of my leadership of these organizations has been misrepresented.
I will take that as a no. What were the findings? So there were no findings because you've never led an audit. What guidance did you give the auditors? None, because you've never led an audit. Nobody expects you to be an accountant, Mr. Hegseth. What we expect is for you to understand the complexity of this Pentagon budget process that is absolutely necessary to outfit our warfighters.
If you're going to ask the guy a question, will you at least give him a chance to answer? Or are you so unhinged that you can't let him get in a word edgewise? The answer, of course you're unhinged and have it out for anyone even remotely part of President Trump's inner circle. It wouldn't be a party if we didn't have Pocahontas on the list. That's right, Elizabeth Warren has our number 2 spot.
I just need a yes or no.
I would consult with the president about what the policy should be at the Defense Department.
In other words, you're quite sure that every general who serves should not go directly into the defense industry for 10 years. But you're not willing to make that same pledge?
I'm not a general, Senator.
Senator, we know you were trying to go viral, but maybe you should rethink your strategy a bit. Surely your comms team would appreciate it. And our number 1 spot goes to none other than Kirsten Gillibrand, the hot-headed senator from New York. She used the opportunity to defend DEI. Shocker, right?
You've denigrated active duty service members. We have hundreds of women who are currently in the infantry, lethal members of our military serving in the infantry, but you degrade them. You say, we need moms, but not in the military, especially in combat units. So specific to Senator Cotton's question, because Senator Cotton was giving you layups to differentiate between different types of combat, and specifically as secretary, would you take any action to reinstitute the combat arms exclusion for female service members, knowing full well you have hundreds of women doing that job right now? And the standards, your 2-mile run, Tom, is about the Army combat fitness test. It is not the requirements to have an MOS 11 Bravo, which is the infantry. These are the requirements today for people serving in the industry, men and women. They are gender neutral and they are very difficult to meet. They have not been reduced in any way.
Really? That's the story you're going to stick with? Does this ring a bell? No one has a problem with women being in the military. In fact, we want women to join the ranks of so many heroes, but we only want the best of the best.
And our combat units, our infantry is lethal. So please explain specifically, because you will be in charge of 3 million personnel. It is a big job. And when you make these public statements, and I get you were not Secretary of Defense then, I get you were on TV, I get you were helping veterans, I get it was a different job. But most recently, you said this in November of 2024, knowing full well you might have been named as Secretary of Defense.
So she's upset Hegseth pinpointed a problem he saw? He's not wrong though. The military is not ready to go to war with China, Russia, or any other one of our adversaries. Need proof? Look no further. America's military readiness is so bad, even the Government Accountability Office recognized it. Who's ready to make the military great again? Who's ready for this guy? We are!